Hello, my name's Sarah Sentence. I'm Radiography Services Manager for the Trust, and that covers all our modalities. So for example, plain film, MRI, CT, ultrasound, breast unit, screening. So it's quite a large service with quite a lot of employees and also a lot of demand. People may know that diagnostics is a massive area of demand at the moment, and the focus of the NHS due to that difficulty in managing all that's requested of us. We have demand obviously in all areas. We have a 24-hour service for ED and inpatients. That includes CT and plain film. And we also run 12 hours a day, most days, in ultrasound, MRI, CT, and cover our breast screening services on a 3-year pathway. Following the lockdown, we found that we had thousands of routine patients that were waiting for when we stopped the services, when we couldn't run all of them. And we did manage to do all our cancer patients and all our urgents during lockdown, but the routines were put on hold. At the end of lockdown, we had thousands of requests that we needed to catch up on, and we started straight away. As soon as we knew that there was a chance that we could start our services up again, we opened up all our areas as much as we can, taking into account social distancing and cleaning, and really put a lot of effort into making sure that those patients weren't waiting too long for their requests. We gradually worked through them over the summer, and our recovery was extremely good, and that was the whole team who wanted those patients booking and the services to get back to some kind of normal. Our performance on the recovery was extremely good, and I think we were one of the first areas in the Trust to reach the 99% DMO1, which is the 6-week diagnostic wait, which we achieved in ultrasound. And we started off with a 3,500 backlog and managed to get that down to, I think the backlog has been, only 7 patients have waited more than 6 weeks this month. So a lot of hard work went into that, because obviously, like everybody else, we're still dealing with COVID patients, still got red patients, still doing the cleaning, still doing the distancing, and this has taken a lot of planning and a lot of spreading out our work, so using our community sites, using Newark as a green site as much as we can, moving where our vans go, because obviously we use vans to help with capacity, and also we've had some help from NHS England with the use of a CT van. So a lot of work's gone into it, but it's worked really well, and we're really pleased with it. And I think that is obviously what lent us to winning the Clinical Team of the Year in the Staff Excellence Awards. Yeah, I think we've learned much better, like everybody, in a much better way to deal with COVID patients. I think at first we realised we wanted this empty space, we wanted empty corridors, and I think now our cleaning is slicker. We've got dedicated areas for COVID patients to stay in that's separate to the others. We weren't ready for that last time quite in that way. We've got a good way of dealing with them. We put them on the end of the list if we can. We know how to book and make the best of getting our ITU patients round. So I think we have reorganised ourselves in a little bit of a different manner. We make sure that we've only got enough red patients for the space that we've got, so we mix our waiting lists in the right way. I think going forward, I think knowing that we can do this and we can manage is a big step forward, but also knowing that this demand for us is growing, we have got a radiology strategy to look at the way forward, because we very much need more capacity, and we're also looking from some of the national drives from NHS England that we're expecting in the future, community diagnostic hubs, so that some of our elective patients don't have to come into the main hospital for their elective diagnostic imaging or other diagnostics, because this really is an acute area, you know, with our very sick patients, and actually moving the outpatients to an area outside of the main hospital, I think is the future, and that's what the government are looking for. So at the moment we are looking at community diagnostic hubs and moving some of our diagnostics outside, because then we wouldn't have the same issue in another pandemic. I think that's the way forward really, and nationally that's supported. So yes, there is a lot of work going off in the background on that, but we were lucky to have community hospitals, sites that don't have those green sites to move their patients to. I have said, and I was pleased that our Staff Excellence Award was a team. It was a Clinical Team of the Year. They've been a fantastic team, and everyone has worked immensely hard to make all areas work really well. Particularly our clerical team who, with the booking and persuading patients to come, changing the lists at short notice, and the amount of patients that were sat on a waiting list waiting to be booked at the end of the time that we were closed for routines was like a mountain to climb, and they've done extremely well with that. But really I think it's the mentality, one, that it's a team and it's teamwork, it takes everybody to make that happen, and two, there was such a will to want to get through those waiting lists, and they wanted to do it, and they know how important I think as well that diagnostics is in patient pathways. It's the main use now in a diagnosis of patients, and people don't get a diagnosis and don't get a treatment without their diagnostics first. So that's where we're at, and I think we have a really fantastic team, and that's why I was really pleased that we won that award as a team.